Girl Source is proud to honor our 2005 Women of Achievement, Vision, and Excellence. Blanca Alvarado is celebrating her 25th year as a government leader in Santa Clara County. Her long and successful career began with the power of community roots.
Well, I'm a Depression child. I was born in a little mining town in Colorado by the name of Cokedale, and my father was a miner. For me, it was a very happy childhood. As I grew up in a very close-knit community, I could walk in and out of any door.
But the mines closed, and Blanca's father moved the family to San Jose, where they became farm workers.
Oftentimes, there was barely enough food for all of us, and some federal handouts on occasion certainly helped us to see our way through some dark times.
Blanca, like her whole family, worked in the fields.
My dad said I was his best prune picker, and so I kind of still feel proud of that, but it was hard work in the fields.
Blanca's devotion to public service began early. She attended San Jose High School and worked with other Latino students to form a community service club.
I don't think that there were more than 30 or 40 Latino students at the time that I was there. And because we were such a small group, we kind of gravitated towards each other.
The students did projects in their community and enjoyed social events together.
It was at about that time when I met the man who was later to become my husband, Jose J. Alvarado.
Alvarado was a social activist who broadcast the first Spanish-English radio show in Northern California.
He had a great deal of interest in the politics of the times, and through his radio program, he spent a lot of time just urging people to establish roots here.
Blanca started working on the show with Jose, who was very popular with the local Latino community.
Because of his huge fan base, he was sought out by many of the then candidates of the time for his endorsement and for his support.
It was the beginning of Blanca's education. She started to make connections with political leaders at all levels.
It was a time as well when Cesar Chavez began his organizing work in East San Jose. I remember having meetings in our garage, with Cesar Chavez and my husband.
Eventually, Blanca and Jose divorced. Now a single mom of 4, Blanca went on welfare. She later found a clerical job to pay the bills, but working, commuting, and raising her kids stretched her very thin.
But we survived, and one of my greatest moments of accomplishment was one day when I walked over to the bank in Palo Alto and withdrew $500 that I had saved over a year's time, that I was going to, to this day I get emotional when I think about it because it was a very big accomplishment. But it allowed me to take my kids on a vacation.
Despite her own hardship, Blanca contributed to her community through increasing political involvement.
But then I got involved with the Mexican American Political Association. That's really probably where I gained a lot of my political skills.
She traveled throughout the state with MAPA, lobbying for Latino representation. One of her toughest battles was for district-based elections in San Jose.
It was a major accomplishment. The whole idea of being able to elect a city council representative from our district was something that we had dreamed about for decades.
But now, the district needed a representative.
The question began to be asked of me, well, why don't you run? And so I said, well, you know what? We're not going to let somebody else come in who's a stranger, who doesn't know this community, run for this seat without putting up a challenge. So that's when I decided to run. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
With more passion than experience and with loyal volunteers, Blanca won, beginning her 14-year career on the San Jose City Council. She later moved onto the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, where she has always championed the causes of youth, families, and her community.
It has been the form and the venue that I have used to effectively advocate in particular for the Latino community, which has been voiceless.
As the sole Latina in the county government, Blanca has no intentions of resting.
There's a lot of work to do, and I'm still excited and energized by the work that I'm doing, and will hope that I will continue to make history at the Board of Supervisors on behalf of the people that I represent.
Blanca Alvarado, 2005 Wave Honoree.